Hi everyone, Pamela here. So I have a little bit of time that I thought we could play for a little while. Working with spirit, working with cards, working with psychic readings. Um, so just wanted to take some time out. So I'm going to take a minute here to share it to a couple of my groups. Bear with me for a moment and that'll allow people to jump on too. Let's see here. And if you feel that the information that I generally bring through is helpful, I would love it if you would share these videos. And now would be a good time if you feel so inclined, but no pressure. Hi, Fabiana. Hi, Elise. Just again, taking a minute to share these out. Hi, Jessica, Kit, Libby. Let's see. There we go. Hi, Ruth. Okay, so I thought what I'd do first is pull a frequency and see if Melchizedek wanted to bring through any information around it. Thank you, Libby, for sharing. I appreciate it. And then we'll pull cards from there. Okay, so the card that instantly came out is I Know My Value in Truth. So I actually feel the frequency coming out, so I'm going to let it come out for a minute and do its work. Well, I can feel that pretty strong. So I'm going to write it up on the screen to begin with. Hi, Jolene. Hi, Michelle. While it comes through, oops. Thank you, Kit. Okay, so that's the frequency that's coming out. I'm going to lower this just a little here. Is I Know My Value in Truth. Now, hi, Georgiana. I know this is something that a lot of us have an issue with. I know my value in truth. So I'm just bringing through this frequency for a moment. I do feel like Melchizedek will want to come through, bringing through some teachings on it. So I just want to hold this space first for the frequencies to come out. And again, you know, I love to hear how you feel it, where you feel it, what it feels like. If you're interested in sharing, I would love to see. Right now, I feel it going in my heart chakra pretty good. Hi, Julie. I know my value and truth. So I'm going to set myself aside just a little bit to let this come out even stronger. So just bear with me a moment while I get into that space. Good. Hi, Christine. Michelle says my heart, definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I do feel Melchizedek wanting to come through too. I'm not sure if I can do both, but we'll see what happens. Hi, Rebecca Ray. Good to see you. Okay, I know my value and truth. We get so caught up in right or wrong. Our mind wants to categorize everything we see, feel, experience as right or wrong. We put them into piles. We let others put their opinions into our piles. And we often confuse others' journeys, others' perspectives with information as though it was truth. In fact, others' thoughts are forms of energy, are pieces of energy that they share, that they direct, that they conclude themselves. But understand, these are pieces of energy that we have the ability to decide if it is truth or not for us. Now, we understand it is very difficult to undo the thoughts that have been roaming around in our minds since we were a child, since we were a baby. The habitual thoughts, again, that told us what was right or wrong, often influence our ways of thinking as if it were true. And we say to you, just because it has been told you over and over again does not give it value of truth. Knowing your value in truth, on the other hand, takes you connecting in with your soul, who has no blindness of its worth. It has no misconceptions based on someone else's opinion. Your father's opinion, your mother's opinion, your teacher's opinion, your church's opinion. Your soul does not carry that. It knows your value in truth. Your value in truth is experience brought back to the all that is. The more you are aware of this, the more you can take off the pressure just a bit. You see, we often are our own worst critics because of these internal judges that decide right or wrong. The internal judges who has decided that one girl says blue is best and another girl says red is best and another girl says yellow is the prettiest. And you take all these things into your mind and wonder where your thought is. Does it match? And yet see, you are trying to match someone else's choice, preference, ideas that they too have been brought or instilled in. These ideas, concepts that are floating around as energy forms that you can choose or release. But understand, please, they are forms of energy. And other forms of energy are just as valid as those that you have chosen now or could choose at any given point in time. I know my value in truth dissuades, disregards all else. Who you are in truth is a spark of the divine, is a piece of divinity yourself, coming into this body to explore and share, create, experience. We are not saying there is not moral or ethical right or wrong. We are saying your soul does not judge the way your lower mind does. And the more you connect directly with your higher self, the more you will see truth. Not the truth based on the lower self that has been taught all these stories from outside sources. But freeing up this lower sense of self and connecting it with the higher sense of self to bridge that gap between you and you. This is our message for today. We thank you for your time to listen and hope that it may help you to feel more appreciation or understanding for yourself and who you are. Okay, and I feel them step back. Good. Julie, soak in that that frequency for sure. Hi, Stacy. Good to see you. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, you're very welcome, Georgiana. Okay, so this again is from my double decker of frequency cards. They carry the frequencies. And right now, Melchizedek and I are in the process of working on the book that go along with it with these teachings. But the cards are still available on my website if you're interested with the frequencies from Melchizedek. And again, they are made to order. So when these cards are ordered, Melchizedek understands that. He knows as these are being printed because he works with these cards too, right? The frequencies are into these cards. Something special when they are made specifically for you with those energies. Hi, Ray. Okay, so that's from this deck. And no, the book isn't out yet because it's still in progress, but the deck is available. Okay, so I have several card decks ahead of me. Who would, around me, who would like a card? And again, it may come through as a channeled message. It may come as an image to me. The website is just my name, Georgiana, PamelaBusby.com. But thank you. Actually, I'll write it in a comment. See if I can get it in there here. Maybe. MySPY.com. There it is. Hi, Louie. Okay. Hi, Ruth. Let's see. Hi, Alexandra. Okay. So let's see. And again, you guys know I don't play favorites. When Spirit shows me who they want me to work with, it's usually because more than one person here can benefit from the information. So I wait for a name to blink. Hi, Lynn. Julie, I do feel drawn to you. Hi, Stacy. He's awesome, Stacy. She says, I'd love to know more about Melchizedek. I feel I've been witnessing him for about a year now. He's incredible. Yeah, he works definitely not just through me. He works through many others. I know that he is pretty high up there, and part of his mission is to raise the vibration of the planet, working through this ascension period. Really good. Hi, Karen. Hi, Diane. Okay, so this one's for Julie. Let's see what wants to come through for you. So I'm going to take off the status here. And again, if you know of someone or a group that could benefit from these teachings, if you wouldn't mind sharing, please, I'd appreciate it. The more we can raise the vibration of the planet, the more we can help humanity. We all have jobs that we can do no matter where we're at. Hi, Nicole. Okay, for Julie. Okay, so the card that came out for you, Julie, is Wheel of Fortune. And I do feel Melchizedek wants to come through with a message on that. So I'm going to set this aside and let him come through rather than giving you my opinion on it. And again, his isn't necessarily based on traditional tarot, but well, he hates it when I say he's awesome and amazing, but he does feel that he has beneficial information for you. Nothing ever stays the same. The law of perpetual transmutation insists on that. But we often follow form based on what is in front of us. Now understand, energy is not stagnant. It is always coming into form or going out of form. But when we focus our thoughts on what is in front of us, this form in front of you keeps changing into the same thing over and over and over again. Energy is constantly in motion. And once you understand that, perhaps it will be easier to work with what's in front of you, knowing that it is not the end. It is merely what result has been from past thoughts and actions. What you are creating now, however, in this moment, is based on your current thoughts, and you have the choice to keep repeating those thoughts, those choices, and those results. Or you can choose a new perspective or vantage point. It is not easy, and we understand this, to see beyond what is. But please remember this one thing. You are soul first. The larger part of you knows this process. The smaller part of you can only see what is, thinks it knows, but forgets or has forgotten the process. Tuning in with your higher self and your lower self bridges the gap between you and you so that you can see and feel the movement available. But when you keep repeating, then you keep repeating the same results. But again, we say, it is always moving forward, even in the repeat. Your soul sees that and looks forward. Your lower self bases on the past, what it has experienced, and projects out based on the knowledge that it has gained thus far. The higher self has not that limitation. It sees the potential and it looks forward, not back, as the lower self does. So in that moment of feeling stuck, remember that energy is always moving. And are you facing backwards or are you facing forwards? And I feel him step back. Hi, Karen. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Becky. Okay, let's see. Okay, who would like a card next? Let me know. And again, please understand I don't play favorites. I simply wait for Spirit to make your name flash at me. I hope you find it helpful, Julie. Stacy, I do feel drawn to you. Hi, Bryden. Hi, Sue Ann. Hi, Claudia. Okay, so this one is for you, Stacy. Okay, so 2 cards are actually good. I'm glad. Good. Exactly, Julie. Oh, thank you. You're so welcome. So Stacy, what's coming up for you are 2 cards. And I'm getting an indication of what wants to come through, but I'm going to see if Melchizedek wants to come through. It's Temperance and Queen of Pentacles. And I'm getting it just ahead of time, so I'm just going to give my thoughts on it, and then he'll probably jump in and take over. So my thought is, what I'm feeling is you're in the transition of understanding what your worth is. You're working on that. You're discovering who that is. And I'm actually feeling energy moving. Hi, Regina. I'm actually feeling energy moving in you right now. So I don't know if Spirit is working with you with that frequency. I kind of get the impression that that's what's happening, is that they're actually working with you with that frequency. I know my value and truth. So I'm just going to hold space for that for a minute. Oh, awesome. She says, yes, you're right on this. I'm definitely feeling energy movement as we speak. So I'm going to hold you in this space to encourage that shift a little bit more, but I'd like your permission first, Stacy. Again, just giving you a moment to respond. Okay. So I'm going to hold space for this while it's happening more in you. And it is bringing through that frequency that we were working with earlier. I know my value in truth. So this is working with you in particular. But I understand, even though it's working with Stacy, this is available for everyone who needs it. So feel free to draw on it, everyone. Because I know this is something we all can stand more of. Okay, and again, I'm going to set myself aside a little bit to let it come through even more. Okay, and I feel it closing up on that. So I feel like that's what they wanted you to understand, and they wanted to boost it for you with that frequency. I know my value in truth. Good, I'm glad Regina. Regina says she can feel it. So it's shifting you to help you get into that even more, owning your value for sure. And I feel a lot of it coming through your chest. Hi, Debbie. Okay. Again, that's from my frequency deck. Okay. Who else would like a card? And thank you for letting us share and feel that, Stacy. I'm thrilled that you are headed in that direction. It's so much more of a comfortable place to be, for sure. And I'm glad that's work in progress. Karen says, brilliant. I felt it too. Awesome. Awesome. Feels so light and yet powerful at the same time. Jessica Hathaway, I feel drawn to you. Julie, it's on my website, PamelaBusby.com, if you're interested. Thank you. Hi, Olivia. Jennifer says, hi, Pamela. Just scrolled by and felt that immediately. Isn't it amazing energy? I am so blessed to be able to feel and relay these things. Stacy says, thank you. I feel lighter. Awesome. Claudia, it's not easy to deal with grief. The biggest thing is to understand what life is really about. And the more understanding you have about that, the easier it is, if it ever gets easy. It really doesn't. But the more understanding we have about transition, the better. Amanda, immediately I feel for you to clear your deck. I'm hearing knocking on it to clear out some of the energy that's stuck in there. It'll give it a fresh start for you. Jessica, this one is for you. Hi, Trisha. Okay. So, 10 of Cups is what's coming out for you. Oh, thank you, Regina. And it's instantly the feeling that I'm getting is a conversation needs to be had that's maybe a little uncomfortable. But it needs to be had to clear the air. That's what I'm getting for you, Jessica. Now, understand that we don't always see from the same perspective. And let's see what else I'm getting around it. Yeah, it's like needing to be clear about what you're seeing and am I back yet? How about now? So I'm just going to give it a moment. Okay. So I'm getting responses that people can see me again. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of spirit around me, like a lot of spirit around me. It used to be that you could actually see them around me, and sometimes you still can. But sometimes, well, it is what it is. I work with spirit, and that's the way it is. Okay, so Jessica. Jessica, are you still here? Just going to give her a moment to respond. Okay, good. So I don't know how much you caught of the message before I got cut off. So your card is the 10 of Cups. And what I'm feeling instantly for you is a conversation needs to be had to clear the air. And the information that was coming through is seeing things from different perspectives is not always easy. No, I don't have a radio on. There's no one around me. It's quiet in my office. Yeah, the energy is pretty high in here. Very true, Diane. So again, a conversation needs to happen. And again, it's about different perception or perspectives, and understanding that just because we don't see eye to eye doesn't mean that it has to affect anything. It's often understanding what's there and then evaluate, is it something that you can deal with or not? Okay. So that's the information that's coming through for you, Jessica. Okay. Isn't that interesting? Again, there's spirit all around. I'm not sure what to say. But no, I don't have a radio on. There's not other people around me. So interesting, isn't it? Okay, who else would like a card? I got a little bit of time left. So Sharon, when I tune into your question, I'm seeing white feathers, so she's definitely around you. Jessica says, yeah, my husband went to jail a month ago for domestic battery, so a big conversation needs to be had. Yep. Okay. That makes sense then, for sure. So yeah, Sharon, that's what I'm seeing is when I'm tuning into you, I'm seeing all these white feathers. So she's definitely around you. Robin, work with something that brings you joy. It's way easier. Way easier. And don't think it has to be in a logical way. Oh, you're very welcome, Sharon. And it's funny because it was almost like a pillow with all the white feathers that she was showing me, you know, just kind of all around. I'm not surprised, Diane. So Robin, I want to tune into your question a little bit more. Will I find a way to make extra income? Oh, good. I'm glad, Jessica. Robin. I want to tune into that just a little bit. Okay, so Robin, when I tune into your energy, I get you writing for somebody. Are you considering writing a blog for somebody or writing resumes for somebody or doing? I feel like there's a way of you writing something for someone, for people, when you ask the question about making extra money. And yes, Louis, I do feel that you're going to find the gym. Okay, so Robin, you got to consider, or let's think outside the box here. What does it have to do? Is it blogging? Is it something to do with writing for extra income? Put your thinking cap on around that. Let me pull a card and see if there's more to go along with that. But that's what I'm seeing is you writing. And it's almost too like helping people fill out things. I'm seeing that as well. You know, like not everybody knows how to use the computer very well. And sometimes forms are atrocious. I see that kind of thing too. Again, writing, helping. Of course you can make things in vinyl. The only thing that's stopping you is your ideas around it. When, you know, one of the techniques that Melchizedek teaches is drawing a box and put everything that you know inside or everything that you think you can do well. And then all the things that you don't think are possible, you write around the outside. And then he says to move the fence, to include that. And what it does is psychological. It helps you to understand that nothing or anything within that new box is possible. It's how to do it, not that it's not possible. It's how to do it. Okay. And as soon as you turn it to, is it possible, to how do I do it? You'll start finding information coming left and right about people who have done it, or how they did it, or why it's possible. But I still see something about, or maybe, is it signs or something like that? I just see you writing for something, writing something. I don't know what that's about. Okay, good. It's a technique that I teach, well, with Melchizedek, that works extremely well. Trisha, I feel drawn to you. Actually, they're wanting to pull from the frequency deck. Okay, so the card that's coming out for you is Trisha's I Am Enough. And so I'm just going to let Melchizedek channel what he wants to around this. Understand that it is not outside of you that includes your worth. It is inside of you, knowing that you are the spark of God, that you yourself are a piece of the divine, and therefore will always, always, always be enough. How could you be any less than enough? You are living out its desires to grow, understand, explore, seek. And all these other sparks of the divine are doing the same. It is when you confuse their opinions with your true source that the heart trips, that the mind trips. You are and always will be enough because you are. You exist. You have been created on purpose. As has everyone else here, with the understanding that the Creator would learn and grow and explore and experience through you, uniquely you, in your own way, to bring back that information and share it, expanding the awareness of all that is. You are enough. And I feel him step back. Hi, Julie. Hi, Erica. I'm good, Linda. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by, Regina. So very, very powerful message. You know, I don't think we can hear that enough. We often forget that that's really who we are. We're so caught up in our lower minds and what we think we have to get through that we forget really what it's all about. I'm so glad that this came through for you today, Trisha, because I think it's something We all need. She says, oh my God, so beautiful. I needed to hear this. That's the one that you pulled last time. Well, I think they're saying knock, knock, knock. We're here to remind you. Awesome to see you too, Julie. Julie is an amazing, powerful healer. You guys should check her out. Julie Zanforlin. You can see her in the chat box. Highly recommend. Okay, so I feel like the energy has stepped back. So I feel like that we've accomplished what he wanted to bring through today, what Spirit wanted to share with us today. Again, we've had a lot of great reminders of who we are, of our value and truth. That's huge. It does, doesn't it, Julie? Brilliance. I love bringing through messages like that because it helps us to understand, puts into perspective again who we really are. And it changes things and what we think is so important because we're lost in the emotion. Lost in so much emotion. You know, one of the techniques that I've been working with recently is when we're lost inside an emotion, how to kick ourselves out of the emotion and see it as the observer. And you'd be surprised how different that looks from the outside rather than being caught up in it. You know, because the more we're lost in that emotion, the more we're creating more of that. But if we can kick it out, if we can kick ourselves out, and that's the technique that I've been working with recently, then we're not creating from that anymore. So it doesn't keep continuing to build that. Instead, I can choose feeling awesome, feeling successful, feeling satisfied, which I like a whole lot better. And I'm sure everyone here would agree with that too. They'd rather have that than the lower feelings. But when we're caught in the emotions, we don't necessarily know how to get outside them. But remember this, emotions are still just energy in motion. They are still pieces of information that's out there. Julie says, you're so connected when you channel. It resonates with universal truth within me. Oh, I'm so glad, Julie. I'm so glad. I'm grateful to be able to bring through the wisdom of this being in particular, this group of being, consciousness, I should say. It has really shifted things in my life for sure. And the thing is, the teachings, the more we use them and apply them, the more we can create our world. And Julie is an incredible example of that. Just incredible. And the more we can understand these concepts, the more we all can make shifts in our own lives. Again, releasing the lower things in our lives, raising the vibration on the planet, which is all why we decided to come here at this time, to awaken, to help in this ascension period. And we all do it in different ways. And the more we each release any lower thing, that one release raises the vibration of the planet. Just that one release from one person does a job. We all have them to do, but everything helps. And that's really what we're here to do, to lift the vibration, to raise others up. Oh, thank you, Debbie. She says your energy is very calming. Okay, and with that, I am going to close up for today. Thank you all for joining me today. I'm so glad to share this space and time with you, these understandings that guides everybody on the other side that wants to connect with us. We're not separate because we are soul. Please, if you get nothing else from today, we are soul. We are not separate from spirit because we're spirit playing in a body right now, living in a body right now. But the majority of us is still spirit, and we have access to it. It's choosing to. It's choosing to and remembering. Okay. With that, I'm going to close. Thank you, everyone, and see you again soon. Bye for now, everyone.